45 out of 50. Okay, let's start. Try to keep some notes. So welcome to Taxation. I'm Attorney Carlo Bonifacio Alontan. You can call me Attorney Bonito. And I am your instructor for General Principles of Taxation for your course in Business and Marketing. Right? We'll try to simplify things because taxation is very technical if you are in the law school. No? But we will focus first on the general principles of taxation. Like I've said before in your assignment, you already have a grasp of what taxation is to you. No? As I'd like to point out, no, taxation is, by the state. It's the power of the state, to raise income, to fund the expenses of the government. Okay, they will charge you with taxes so that your money becomes the money of the government to fund the government projects, no, for the general public. Simply put, no? It is an inherent power of the state, of the government, to demand from you guys, since all of you are Filipinos, no? We demand all of you Filipinos in my class enforced contributions, okay, for public purpose, or for public purposes. So, the again, it's the primary purpose of taxation is to provide funds, or property which promotes the general welfare of the government. It is to your own benefit as citizens that taxes are collected. Aside from raising revenues, the power of taxation can be used to attain non-revenue objectives as well. This is your contribution to nation building. Clear, no? It's very clear. Or in Filipino, kinakaltas yan sa inyo para sa mga proyekto pampubliko. Okay? So, the essential characteristics of taxation, it is an enforced, okay? Hindi ito optional, enforced. You are required to pay these kinds of taxes. Hindi ito parang optional lang. Hindi pwede. These are forced contributions. This is generally payable in money. Hindi pwede yan pwede ba kitang bayaran na lang sa ako ng bigas para pang-offset ng aking buwis? No. It has to be in money. No? Now, itong crucial dito. The amount of tax that will be charged to you shall be proportional, okay, to your capacity to earn. It is based on your income. Kung wala kang income, hindi ka naman makakaltasan. Kasi wala kang income eh. Wala ka naman pumapasok na pera, ano yung kakaltas nila sa iyo? Okay? Kung marami kang kinikita, ay doon ka sisingilin ng gobyerno. So it is proportional to your capacity to earn income. Okay. Now, taxes can be charged against you, your person, or on your property. Di ba? Lahat kayo may tirahan sa Malabon, most probably. Every year, nagbabayad kayo ng amilyar. Real property taxes. These are the kinds of taxes that are charged to your property. Income tax is charged to you as an income maker, as a citizen who earns income. That's on the person, on your person. Now, by jurisdiction rin yan. Real property taxes, the one, if you live in Malabon, the one who has jurisdiction to pay real property taxes is the LGU of Malabon. Okay? If you are a Filipino, you can be charged for taxes for any income earned inside the Philippines or outside the Philippines, right? If you earn income in the United States for a sale because you are a Filipino citizen, you will be taxed for that income from the United States, as well as for the income that you have earned inside the Philippines. It's very jurisdictional. Okay. This is a very important characteristic of taxation. Okay. It is levied or charged against you, the citizens, or your property for public purposes. Hindi ka pwede kaltasan ng buwis kung ito ay para sa isang personal benefit ng isang tao lang. Kumbaga, sa Malabon, gumawa ng bagong buwis ng Malabon para sa pagganda ng bahay ni Mayor Lenlen. No? That is not for a public purpose. Kasi who will benefit, sino nakikinabang? Si Lenlen lang. But if there is a new tax for beautification of parks, no? Parks and recreational areas for the city of Malabon and its residents, then that is considered public purpose. You see the difference, no? Okay. Are there questions before we proceed? Any questions? None, LJ? Are you there, LJ? Lorraine?
Wala po, sir.
Okay. So, klaro, no? Kaya-kaya nyo na i-perfect yung mga exams nyo. O yung mga, you make a good report, no? Okay, let's go to the theory and basis of taxation, no? The power of taxation proceeds upon the theory. Okay, this is the purpose, no? The existence of government. No? The existence of government is a necessity. Pag wala remember, we are a country ruled by law, rule of law, not by men, rule of law. Without government, there is no law. Okay, there will be chaos. So this is part of our obligation as part of the organization, which is your country, your government. It cannot continue without the means to pay expenses. Right? Pag walang taxes, walang pondo. Walang pondo, walang proyekto. Walang proyekto, walang benefits ang tao. You see the domino effect? Okay? That's why the government has its inherent, no, inherent means built in. It's inherent built-in right to compel, to force our citizens and property within its limits to contribute. Lahat tayo may shared responsibility to contribute to the funding of the government. Dahil tayo ay law-abiding citizens. Okay? It's just like benefits received, principle yan. Pag may pondo, may proyekto. Pag may proyekto, may benefits ang tao. Right? Pag walang pera, walang pondo, walang proyekto, walang benefits ang tao. Kawawa rin tayo kung hindi tayo nag-aambag. Okay? This is basically what you call the lifeblood theory, which I've heard from your other classmates, no? Very good. Lifeblood theory. Taxes is the lifeblood of the government. Without this, there is no blood. Just like the vampire, Dracula, if he has no blood, if he cannot get blood, he will die. If the government does not earn income, the government will die. Okay? Okay. Who makes tax laws? Siyempre, Congress, if you remember, no? In your constitutional law last term, taxes are created by Congress. Okay? But, of course, when Congress creates tax laws, there are limitations, just like your Bill of Rights. No? Remember your Bill of Rights? No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. That applies to taxation. They cannot create tax laws that will clearly abuse or violate your your Bill of Rights, your constitutional rights. No? It must be for a public purpose. If it's not for a public purpose, then it's a violation of your constitutional right. Okay. Any questions on that? Wala? Anna, Sayat, do you have any questions?
None po, sir.
All right. So it's easy, no? Taxation is so easy. Well, anyway, there are two kinds of taxation now, no? Let's proceed. There's levy. Levy is they assess you, no? But they will assess you what kind of tax, how much is it. Okay, that's levy. Collection, that's the work of the BIR. Sila magko-kolekta. Kaya best friend natin ang BIR kasi kukunin nila yung ating pinaghirapan na sweldo, na income. Kukuha sila ng percentage of that as a forced contribution to the state. So there are two kinds. There is levy, no, by Congress, and there is collection by the executive committee through the BIR. Okay. Congress can tax whatever, no? They can tax you for whatever act that brings income to you. But syempre, there are limitations. Remember your Bill of Rights, huh? And it is supposed to be for a public purpose. Okay? Always remember, taxation should always be for a public purpose. I will ask this for the group report. Ilang kayo? 5 groups, right, Lorraine? 5 groups?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, for your next assignment, for the 5 groups, give us a real-life explanation of this phrase. Okay? Take note of this phrase. The power to tax involves the power to destroy. Okay, that is the legal maxim in a United States case, no, justifying taxation. The power to tax involves the power to destroy. Each group will report on this, on how they understand this phrase and how it applies to you right now in Malabon or in the Philippines. Okay. Clear, Lorraine? Okay.
Sir po.
All right. I will put a thread on our Facebook group page on that. That's where you will upload your report as a group. The power to tax involves the power to destroy. Okay. Now, remember, taxation involves revenue objectives to earn money. No, there's also the aspect of the government taxing you for non-revenue purposes. Okay? What do you mean by that? Diba? Ano ba to? Ano ibig sabihin ng non-revenue objectives? It's to regulate. Okay? Remember your ito, mahilig kayo mag-Lazada, di ba? Mag-Lazada, mag-Shopee. Some of your items are imported from China. So when China ships your product, the government regulates it through customs and import duties. Okay, that's one of the ways that the government taxes you, because when you buy a product, the taxes of imports is also built in your purchase price. You got it? Klaro lang yan, no? It means it's taxation is also to regulate. Pag bili mo na sigarilyo, I'm sure some of you smoke. There is called what you call excise tax. Ang tax na yan is to regulate yung tobacco at ang bisyo mo. Diba? Regulate your vices. That is one of those non-revenue objectives, is to regulate. Because if they will not regulate the sale of tobacco products, hindi lahat tayo maa-addict sa sigarilyo. So it's one of the forms of regulating. Okay. Okay, we're almost done for today, no? We are now at the basic principles of a sound tax system. Ibig sabihin na ito ang mga requirements na maganda ang tax system ng pag-assess, pag-levy, at pag-kolekta sa inyo, no? Sound. One of the basic principles is fiscal adequacy. Now, what does this mean? No? It means is it feasible? Is it fair? Or is it sufficient to meet the demands of the public expenses? Diba? It's all about proportional charging to you. Fiscal adequacy. No? A sound tax system should also be based on equality and theoretical justice. Ibig sabihin, pag kumikita ka ng malaki, mas malaki ang tax mo. Pag maliit ang kinikita mo, maliit rin ang tax na kukunin sa'yo. Kung wala ka rin kinikita, walang tax. Di ba fair yun? To whom God has given more, much is expected from you. Same thing with the government. If you earn so much, you can be taxed higher, right? Because you are fortunate, you're blessed, you're lucky that you earn a lot. But if you don't earn that much, the government only takes a small percentage of your income. Well, there's also administrative feasibility. No? Tax law should be capable of convenient, just, and effective administration. Obligasyon din ng BIR na madali sa atin mag-file ng income tax returns at magbayad ng ating buwis. Obligation yan ng government to make it convenient for the taxpayer like you, especially you're in the business course. If you're in business, you want to earn, right? You want to earn income, then the government should make ways that when you pay your taxes, it is a convenient way of collecting taxes from you. Those are the basic requirements of a sound tax system. All right? If there are no other questions, none? No questions? Ediel? Bacolinaw? Ediel, are you there or are you
Yes
just...
po, sir.
Okay, do you have any questions?
None po, sir.
Okay, if there are no questions, I shall see you next week, but the assignment will be due next week, okay? Lorraine, it's all good?
Noted, sir.
All right. If there are no questions, enjoy the rest of the day. I'll see you next week.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Thank you po,
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you po.